most of the time I just joke about our masks. It's probably better if we leave the masks on so we can sell some t-shirts at the show. Our faces probably won't sell a lot of records. I just say it doesn't matter. Just listen to the music, enjoy the music while you can, and the rest is really not that important or interesting. A lot of people show interest in what we do as people, and I can tell you it's really not that different or special to anybody else. We have day jobs, we have, regular lives. We're just regular guys, and it's actually pretty not so much interesting. We'd rather keep the focus on the music because the rest is not so special and interesting at all.
I'm Tony Gonzalez, and today I'm talking to PG, member of the German black metal band Groza. Hello, PG, how are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm good.
Perfect. Since your formation in 2016, how would you describe Groza's journey within the German and international black metal scene?
Yeah, so I started writing in 2016. It was just a one-man band type situation. I wrote for myself basically, and then when the band became a actual band in 2018, it's been growing ever since. Like we've always been very, very keen of, playing shows as the main aspect of this band now. So we just try to play as many shows as we could, you know, aside of our personal lives, and we have jobs and all that, but we always try to make as many shows happen as we possibly could, and that's brought us to where we are now. I think like we played more and more shows from year to year and always try to enhance our sound and be different on from record to record, and I think that's paid off. I mean, from record to record, there's been new fans coming to the band, and the shows, in the beginning we played mostly Europe. Now we've played the USA, we play South America now, and it's just growing and growing, and I love seeing new people connect to the music all the time. So I hope it doesn't stop here.
You have recorded 3 albums. Do you think that your artistic vision has evolved across the one album to another and the third?
Oh yeah, yeah. Things have changed quite a bit. So the first one, you gotta say, I wrote most of the first record by myself. So naturally, for the second record, when the guys in the band, the other guys, when they also joined the songwriting process, the vision changed naturally because they have different tastes and influences and all of that. But yeah, I mean, as with everything in life, when you grow older, your perspective changes and you have different interests, different inspirations. So naturally, the sound has changed a little bit from record to record, but I think in the core, we have always stayed true to what Groza has always been, and that's like melodic, emotional music that moves you while listening to it, and has a sense of catharsis and anger in it. That's always been there. So no matter how far we change, that is always the core of the band, and we always make sure to keep that in our sound.
Your last recording was The Redemptive End. In terms of sound and lyrics, this album differed from Undefined in Void and Wounds.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. As I said, with every record, there's different influences and all that. I think with the Redemptive End, especially the production was quite a lot better than the first record, the Unified and Void one, because even though I did both of them myself, I did the mixing and mastering for them, but I learned quite a lot along the first record production. So all of that new knowledge I could, take and make the second record a lot better. So I think it's mostly a sound thing with the two records where the biggest development can be seen.
Hi, I'm Tony Gonzalez, and this is Made in Metal. If you are passionate about rock and metal, this channel is your home. Here we celebrate the musicians, songwriters, and producers who have made history. We have already interviewed some incredible artists, and with your subscription, we can go even farther. Your support gives us visibility open doors, and allow us to keep creating powerful, authentic content. Subscribe, share, and be part of this metal loving community. Thanks for being here. Is there a particular song in this last recording, The Redemptive End, that you feel especially connected to the message you wish to show?
On the Redemptive End, there's a song called Homewords. That's the last song of the record. That's probably my favorite, both musically and also lyrically, and in terms of the topics that are discussed. That's definitely my favorite. We still play it live from time to time too. So that one is special. And then also the title track is very special for different reasons, but I can't really choose between the two, but the title track or Homewords, these two are special to me.
You started as a one-man band. This is the reason why you choose to remain anonymous and use mask during your performance.
It has not so much to do with me starting out as a one-man band. It's more the concept of not having the interest or the focus of the live show being towards people and towards faces. I'd rather have people listen to the music without being distracted by any side, like I don't want the people to focus on us as people and faces on the stage. I want them to listen to the music, and I want the band to be a collective. That's why we all look the same. That's why we wear the stage wear that we have with the masks. So it's just a unity, and the focus is only on the music, not on us as people.
Taking into account the long list of concerts in the tours in this year, I am sure that this didn't affect your relationship with your audience. But my question is you consider that this decision affect positively the relationship with your audience?
Oh, I think we've grown a lot closer to a lot of our fans because, especially with this year, with all the shows that we did, we are playing so many places that we have never played before, and there are so many fans that have, for example, to come to the United States for so long, and we finally got to do that. We played the North American tour in September and October, and that made us grow a lot closer to the fans. Obviously, when you can see them face to face and you could interact with them and talk to them, and everybody's been stoked that we finally made it over there. And I think the connection, especially for that crowd, has been so much deeper now because you could actually meet all those people face to face over there. So it's definitely different, you know.
Yes. I don't know you. I don't know how old are you, but maybe when you were a little boy, there was a German band called Mekon Delta. I don't know if you remember or know this band.
No, I actually don't know them.
Mekon Delta was a band when it started. Nobody knows who were the members, was in the early 80s. And then this create an expectation about the members because the music was really complex and really good. In your case, do you think that hiding your identities is creating an expectation further than music?
Yeah, I mean, always when people choose to be anonymous, it sparks some type of interest, and sometimes we get messages like, "Oh, who are you guys?" or even "What do you look like?" or something like that. I have to laugh because to me it's kind of funny. I always tell these people it's not interesting. It shouldn't be the main focus point. We're doing this for the music, and when we are out there as members of Groza, then it's none of anybody's concern who we are, how old we are, what we look like. It just doesn't matter. We just play our music, and that should be the main focus. And we try to kill every other distraction just to keep the experience as pure as possible and focused on the music.
And when the people ask you, who are you, and things like that, do you have an answer that is always the same? You try to make a joke? How did you face the continuous asking about who are you?
most of the time I just joke about our masks. It's probably better if we leave the masks on so we can sell some t-shirts at the show. Our faces probably won't sell a lot of records, but you know, it's just none of I just say it doesn't matter. Just listen to the music, enjoy the music while you can, and the rest is really not that important or interesting. A lot of people show interest in what we do as people, and I can tell you it's really not that different or special to anybody else. We have day jobs, we have, regular lives. We're just regular guys, and it's actually pretty not so much interesting. We'd rather keep the focus on the music because the rest is not so special and interesting at all.
Is there an instrument, an effect, or setup you consider crucial to defining the sound of Groza?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Groza's main sound has always revolved about melody. So I think like these tremolo picked guitar leads with a lot of reverb and the power chord beneath it on the other guitar. That's like the formula that makes Goza what it is. Like there are certain elements in that realm that we always incorporate in our music. So I would say definitely a lead guitar with a lot of reverb and tremolo picking, single note melody type thing, is very crucial to our music. It's in every song basically, so that's probably it.
And tell me, PG, taking account that you are from German, or maybe you are not even from German, but are you from German?
Yeah, yeah, we are. I'm talking
Oh,
to you from
okay,
Germany here. Yeah, yeah.
okay, okay. Yes, because when I pay attention to the lyrics, I can see that there are um, things like misanthropy or nihilism as suffering that appears in your music. And I think that maybe it's because you study German philosophy or something, and this is the main reason why the lyrics are that way. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I mean, it's philosophy is not such a big influence as some people think. I mean, I've read some of it, but I'm not a big reader when it comes to that. I don't know a lot about it, but some of it I did read, and some of it had an influence on the music for sure. But with the lyrics, most of it comes just from personal influences, like personal thoughts that I have, things that I see happen in my life and other people's lives around me. That's the main influence to our lyrics, mostly.
And what do you consider the most important feeling to show in your music?
Ooh, the difficult question. I think what we are always trying to achieve is, I mean, for us, it's not that we try to make this emotion happen to the fans listening or something. That's not a thing we think about when writing. But for me, I always want to achieve a sense of catharsis in the music. When I finish a song or a lyric, I want to feel that I have let go of something out of my mind. Like I feel a sense of closure. Like when I write a song about a certain topic and I feel like, okay, now I have this song and a place for some of these thoughts to live in. That's usually the thing I go for when writing. That's the reason I do Goza still. It's to find some sort of catharsis and closure for stuff that I usually wouldn't be able to, you know, communicate. I don't talk about these issues a lot with people. It's all about music for me. Music is a way to get that stuff out, and if I feel like I have cleansed my mind when I finish a song, then that's the thing I'm aiming for mostly.
The lyrics are creating from personal experiences or current events. What are the main source of the lyrics?
It's obviously all the dark stuff, it's a lot of depression themed vibes. For me, it's the thing, as I just said, is I don't talk about these issues a lot with people. It's not my strength to talk about it a lot, so I tend to, keep it inside a lot, and that can be unhealthy for people. It's unhealthy for me for sure. So a way to deal with it has always been music for me. Like music gives me a tool to, channel all of this stuff that's on my mind and do something productive with it and also get it out of my head. That's the main reason why I started Goza, and still one of the main reasons I keep going with this band. If I were feeling great and didn't have any problems and no bad thought in my head, then I don't think I would need Groza in my life. It's always a tool to get all of this shit out. That's the main reason.
Yes, there is something that to me is really interesting. I would like to know, and is the question is, why have you chosen to approach religious critics through atmosphere and existential reflection rather than direct blasphemy as some other bands do?
I think it's just a new way of approaching it. I mean, the direct path of blasphemy or religious critic it's been done before. I mean, it's a central element of black metal ever since it started, and I think it's lost its impact. You know what I say? Like it's been done for so many years, and so many bands have done it in the same way that I think it's time to maybe approach it from a different angle and maybe be a bit more, I don't know what to say, not less direct with it and try to see it from another angle instead of just repeating what a lot of bands have done before in the past. That's at least what I think about it.
But I think that is maybe because for you it's more important, instead of growing feelings in the audience like rage or something like that, you want to create a thought, an introspection, or something that they need to think of. Not only the main feeling, the wild feelings, no, a feelings that need a comprehension. Is that way?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, as I said, we don't really think about that too much when we write. I don't think about what the audience is going to make of it, but of course everybody interprets our music differently, and it's really really great to see when people make a connection and maybe it sparks a thought in their head that they wouldn't have had before, and they think about that stuff and actually really dive into it. But for everybody it's different, and that's the beauty of it. That's why I rarely like explain my lyrics in detail or something, because I think it's a beautiful thing that it means a little bit different. It means a different thing to everybody in a sense, and yeah, everybody interprets it different, and we choose to leave it like that and not be too bold or clear about what we mean when we write it.
I have another question, and I would like to ask you this question raw, direct, but not. I'm going to make the question in a literary way. In a literary way, is how do you view the relationship between artistic suffering and personal liberation through music?
A difficult question also. I think it's very connected. I mean, there is no separation between the two for me. Like artistic suffering always comes with personal suffering too. It's not a thing that I could separate. I mean, if my personal life is if I have issues there, it's always gonna lead to me being inspired to write, and the other way around. If I have a good phase and I'm feeling great, I don't have any interest to write music for Groza because, as I said, it's always connected to that. I mean, creativity to me or being creative in the terms of Groza is always connected to having something to process. So it's always connected for me in that way.
But I ask you for something that is more direct. For example, I imagine that wearing your clothes and the max while playing is an artistic suffering.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. It's not comfortable for sure.
Yes, I
Yeah.
imagine all the lights in summer in a place that is close, 40 degrees, and you wearing all this uniform, to say at
Yeah.
any way. So, is there a moment that you decide to think that you want to take off all
Oh
of
no,
this?
never, never. We never compromise. I mean, we will joke about it, of course, and it's for sure not fun sometimes, but that's not the point. I think black metal is not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be uncomfortable, and I actually think the shows that we are not comfortable in are the better shows because it channels a lot of rage and anger and all that. I couldn't imagine screaming my head off about all of these insane topics when I'm feeling great and comfortable. It goes hand in hand. it has to be intense, and therefore it's not a problem. It actually enhances the experience when things are more difficult on stage. At least for me. It's not the same with some of the other guys. We'll have discussions about it, but the thing is we'll just never compromise, you know.
When the concert finish,
Yeah.
do you go to the room with the uniform, with the clothes, with the mask, or you take off as soon as you left the stage?
Oh, we take it off as soon as we get off the stage. It's too hot and we have to breathe, especially me being a singer. I have to get rid of it and get some air in my body because, you know, at the end of the show it's always very exhausting and also intense, you know. The last song that we've played ever since the last record came out is very also like emotionally intense. So when we come off stage, I gotta breathe. So I get rid of that stuff as soon as we get off stage, you know.
I understood perfectly. I imagine that it will be that way, no?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much your body could take. Sometimes it's really on the brink of, you know, I've almost passed out a couple of times after shows. So I'm not gonna suffocate if it's not absolutely necessary. You know what I'm saying?
And are not a problem with a paparazzi in the backstage taking picture of you or not
Oh
yet?
no, no, never. If people are taking pictures or you know most people are decent people, you know, they will ask for permission or whatever. But if there's an idiot that will just take pictures without asking before, we'll just, you know, tell him to stop or kick him out. It's like just respect, you know, decency. If somebody wants to take a picture, it's no problem if you ask about it, but just basic decency, you know. But most people have it. We almost never have issues with stuff like that.
Another question that is deep is if the process of creating music help you find answer or questions about your own existence.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Through writing lyrics, I've found out quite a bit of stuff about myself. It makes you think about things that are very like hidden and uncomfortable. And I don't know if I weren't writing lyrics or making music, I don't think I would ever go to that places, you know, to and really process them in that way. So that's a thing that Groza has really helped me with. It's like it's taken me to these places and explore them and see them for what they are and also like find a way to process them and put them in a category that I could understand.
The other, this is not philosophical, it's just that I am watching your photograph and I feel the heat. Do you have a clothes for summer and clothes for winter when you go on tour?
No, it's always the same. It's always the same stage where for if whether we play in winter or we play in summer at some festival, it's always the same stuff.
Your clothes with cotton or linen will be fresher than with other type of fabric.
Oh yeah, it's leather. We have these leather vests, you know, nothing's breathing. It's like its own little biosphere in there, you know. But we chose this in the beginning and it's become such a big part of the aesthetic of the band and it's also like a traditional aesthetic in a way with the leather and all of that. And I feel I still love the way it looks and it also we've always kept it. We never changed it because it's become such a part of who we are as artists on the stage. Like putting on that stage where it's like a little ritual, you know, it makes you become the singer of Groza instead of who I am in my personal life. It actually helps with the performance when I take that shit on and I know okay, it's getting hot now. Like it helps me get into that headspace. So I wouldn't change it for a thing, you know.
There is a long tour and there will be 3 dates here in Spain.
Yes.
I'm going to insert the dates on the video, but just in case, do you know the dates and the places?
I think we're playing Barcelona, Madrid, and Bilbao, if I'm not mistaken, all in December.
Even in December, when you arrive to Madrid, you will see what is the real meaning of heat.
Is it still hot in December? I can imagine.
No,
It's
inside the places, poof, the
oh yeah,
temperature.
I know. We just played Spain in February and it was the same experience. It was the same experience. But we love it, you know, we love a hot, small club show. It's like such a special energy. If you know the sweat is dripping from the ceiling, I really love those kind of shows. I much prefer playing in that type of place than a bigger place with an AC and everybody's comfortable. I mean, again, it's not about being comfortable, it's about releasing energy, and I love these places, so I can't be bothered.
My last question is a question to see if I can know you a little more. If you could collaborate with any artist outside of black metal, who would you choose and why?
Ooh, there's so many, man. It's hard for me to choose one right now. I think I would love to collaborate with maybe a film score writer or contribute some atmospheric guitar parts for a movie or something like that. I've been listening to a lot of post-rock right now and also movie soundtracks. And I think Groza's music has always had this quality about it that's kind of like filmish or like atmospheric, theatrical type thing, you know? So I think it will probably be someone who does movie soundtracks. I would love to score an Ari Aster movie for sure, for example, or something like that. So that's where I am right now.
Perfect, PG. Those were our questions. If you want to say something to say goodbye, this is your moment.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me once again. And to all the Spanish fans out there, we can't wait to see you on the tour. Make sure to get your tickets and join us for these shows. It's going to be awesome.
Of course, this interview will be released before this month, maybe in this or next week. And let's see if the tickets are sold faster.
I hope so. Hope to see you all at the shows. We can't wait.
Bye bye. You know my face, I don't know yours. So if you see me, don't say anything.
Absolutely, I won't say nah. If I see you, we'll have a beer, all right?
Perfect. Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
man. Thank you. Cheers.
Bye bye.